So President Trump did this announcement in the White House Rose Garden back in April. He announced widespread tariffs on many of the U.S.'s trading partners. But the idea quickly panicked the bond market as well as the stock market. Following that, he came out and announced that he would instead be placing a 90-day pause on these tariffs. The deadline was actually Wednesday, yesterday. The result of that 90-day pause, which was supposed to be for negotiations, was that not many deals actually happened, only a couple deals, and those were still frameworks. And so this week, the president began sending out letters to U.S. trading partners, attempting to pressure them into a deal. But one of the letters that the president sent out is getting a lot of attention. His argument about tariffs tends to revolve around trade deficits and opening up markets to American products. But in this letter to Brazil, he opens with, quote, "I knew and dealt with former President Jair Bolsonaro and respected him greatly, as did most other leaders of countries. The way that Brazil has treated former President Bolsonaro, a highly respected leader throughout the world during his term, including by the United States, is an international disgrace. This trial should not be taking place. It is a witch hunt that should end immediately." The president doesn't open this letter with an economic explanation for why he's threatening to instate this tariff. Rather, it comes across as more transactional, and that he's expecting Brazil, out of fear of this 50% tariff going into effect on August 1st, will end the trial of former President Bolsonaro. The president does, however, go on to say later in this letter, quote, "If for any reason you decide to raise your tariffs, then whatever the number you choose to raise them by will be added onto the 50% that we charge. Please understand that these tariffs are necessary to correct the many years of Brazil's tariff and non-tariff policies and trade barriers, causing these unsustainable trade deficits against the United States." So that is the economic component of the president's letter. He's claiming that Brazil is actually not buying as much from the U.S. as the U.S. is buying from it. But federal government data actually tells a different story. Quote, "The U.S. goods trade surplus with Brazil was $7.4 billion in 2024. Trade surplus means that the U.S. is actually selling more to Brazil than the U.S. is actually buying from Brazil.